This episode is brought to you by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro near you at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.
Nicholas is in Chicago. Hi, Nicholas. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. Thank you both for taking my call.
Sure.
My call is regarding a Roth conversion that I think I'm going to do. My position and background is net worth about $15 million. I retired at 45. I sold off a medical practice. My wife is still practicing, but I've transitioned into managing our real estate. So now I file as a real estate professional. Heavy into real estate. Got about $8.5 million worth of real estate, spits off $900K in revenue, about $2.5 million in debt, low rates, 3.5 or so. Sitting on a SEP of about $2 million, brokerage account at 2.7, about $300K in cash. The question is with the $2 million SEP, I'm looking at almost a $700K tax hit when I convert that. With my real estate professional status, if I continue to buy real estate and use the depreciation to offset my wife's income as well as that Roth conversion, should I be going about it that way, or should I liquidate my brokerage account to pay the taxes on the Roth conversion coming up?
So how do we fund the Roth conversion on a $2 million SEP? So it's a $500,000 problem, give or take. Right? 800,000 maybe, right?
Yeah. My strategy up till this point has been, 2 years ago, I used up all of the depreciation out of all the real estate that I've accumulated in the last 6 years. On just this past Tuesday, 2 days ago, I completed a deal on another piece of real estate, and initially I was going to go in and just pay cash for the deal. I ended up financing half of it because I wanted to hold on a little cash just in case, I could do it, have a little flexibility just in case I am facing a large tax bill on this rollover, this Roth. I'm 45. So
you can choose the year to do the Roth. You don't have to do it this year. You can do it whatever year, right?
I understand. My intent is, when I do the Roth conversion, I understand, it eliminates the RMDs, but I'm not sure I'm ever going to need to touch the money. My intent is that, I leave it there until I die, until my wife passes, and we just give it to the kids, 30, 40, 50 years from now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, let's stop a second. So no, I would never borrow money to cover your Roth conversion, and that's effectively what you've done. I would get back to the debt-free position. Number two, depreciation schedules are independent of whether you do this conversion. You don't need a depreciation schedule to do the conversion. All you need is the cash to cover the conversion, the tax liability created by the conversion. So, yes, I like the idea, and I've moved all of my stuff. To give you point of reference, I'm sitting on about $600 million in real estate, and I moved all of my stuff to Roth and simultaneously do every year. Like every year I do a match here of myself at Ramsey, and it has to be in traditional, and then at the end of the year I roll it to Roth every year. And I do backdoor Roths every year. So 100% of my retirement is now in Roth. It's not in traditional. I don't have any traditional left. So, and I did all of that just to avoid the income tax on the growth. Now, though, I'm sitting here at 64 and I'm looking at estate planning and I'm taking all these calls from people, and the Biden administration changes the ruling on the inherited IRAs under the Secure Act, and you have to liquidate an inherited IRA in 10 years. And so if you leave a $2 million traditional SEP, they're going to, by then it may be $20 million, and the kids are going to be liquidating that at $2 million a year for 10 years and getting taxed on it then. And you avoid all of that. So the RMD avoidance is excellent, but I've now come to realize I accidentally did something brilliant in my estate planning because my kids have no mandatory withdrawal. The Roth IRA passes tax-free, zero tax on it. Mm-hmm. And no mandatory withdrawals and no nothing. So
does that step up?
So yeah, there's no stepped up basis because there's no basis. It's not taxable.
Okay. So
There's zero tax on a Roth IRA, inherited or otherwise. So
But would
when
the
you
best-
take this SEP and convert it to that, whatever it grows to in the future, just compound interest, just let the thing sit there and cook. $2 million and you're only 45, we're talking $20-30 million if you lived into your 70s, and that one account. And that one account then is completely tax-free for your kids instead of a 10-year burden under current tax law. Now, who the crap knows what's in the $4.5 trillion tax cut that the Congress just passed this week and has not gone through the Senate yet. So I don't know what they're going to do with all that. I have no idea. But I'm based on current facts today. I feel like a genius that all mine's in Roth. All of that to say, I'm probably just going to scrape together the cash and either do it over a 2 or a 3 year period if I have to, so that I can cash flow the tax hit. Or if you've got the $800K, just do it. I'm moving this SEP into a Roth, period. And it's independent of the real estate deal, and it's independent of the depreciation schedules. Those stand alone and make sense, or they don't make sense on their own accord. They don't extrapolate from this discussion. Does that make any sense?
Well, I think I'm kind of using deprieciation as a tool to knock down that tax bill.
Yeah, but it knocks down all of your tax bill, though. Right. I mean, you got a piece of income property throwing off $900K. It knocks that tax bill down. Right. You don't have enough depreciation on those properties to offset the cash flow on the properties, even.
No, I don't.
Okay, so you're going to get the use of the depreciation schedule regardless of this Roth discussion. That's my point.
Mm-hmm. Is there a typical allocation that you would say, a third of my net worth should be in real estate or equities or vice versa?
No, my real estate's done much better than my equities have done, and so I've got a lot more in it as a result. I bought a bunch of stuff in 2008 at 15 and 20 cents on the dollar, and it's worth so stinking much now that there's no way any mutual fund could ever keep up with that. So, I mean, it's like bazillion times difference. So, and I'm not going to rebalance the portfolio because the real estate kicked the mutual fund's butt. No, thank you.
Understood.
But I don't abandon either market. I'm not 100% in either one. If you want to be, that's okay. But and I'm very comfortable with real estate, obviously. I'm a real estate guy by trade before I did all this 30 years ago. So, anyway, you've done really well, Nicholas. I'm very proud of you. And it sounds like you're kind of enjoying it.
Yeah, he seems to.
This managing the family book of business here. That's pretty cool, dude. And you're 45 years old. You got $15 million already. Man, you're going to be $100 million the time you get there if you'll just keep tinkering with it. I mean, just compound interest from 45 to 80. That's going to get him there. Y'all just do a little math. It's pretty incredible. This is what happens when you're smart early. Wow, it's very helpful.